Welcome. Bible study with Abraham. Today, I want to talk about the existence of God. I think this is absolutely one of the most important questions before we studying the Bible. If there is no God, we don't need to bother studying about Bible, Jesus Christ, God. It doesn't make sense, right? But if there is God, then we can start. But this question is a big question. People argued about that for a long time. And what's your opinion? When I evangelize in UC Berkeley, I usually ask students about this question. About the existence of God, do you think there is God or not? Well, what's your opinion and why? Usually I put 0 and 100. Here is 100% sure there is God. Here is I'm 100% sure that there is not. So, and ask them, where are you? And why? Some say here, some here, some here. Now I cannot listen to your response because it's a video that I'm recording, but you can send me email, maybe with a video record in the attachment, to let me know your opinion. I'm very glad to discuss with you about that. But now in this video, I want to present my story. Actually, I came from here. I came from an atheist background. If you listen to my introduction video, you know that. And now I'm here, like 95 to 100, and I'm going towards 100. So I want to share with you how I thought about this question and how I came here. So I made this drawing. Maybe you cannot see it very clearly, but it doesn't matter. I can show you. This is a line of like time, and there are certain things that you and I are both very sure, very clear. That is, human beings, HB, human beings, we are here. And maybe before we came into being, there was animals, AN, animals, and maybe there's birds, fish, plants, and maybe at one point there was no such thing called life, and there is only stones. And maybe at one point there were even no stones, those big firm things, but only atoms. And even maybe before a certain point there was only a single dot and nothing else. And maybe there was a point there was nothing at all. Or maybe this dot was eternally there. It's always there, and there was no point that that dot is not there. But the thing is, we have two possibilities. One is there is no God. The other is, suppose there is God. So for many years I'm here. There is no God. But I want to make sense of the whole process. Why? And like, is there any meaning, any purpose, why am I here? Where do I come from and where am I going and how do I live my life? I think everybody has this kind of questions and you have to get an answer for yourself. But if there is no God, it means nobody designed it, no design. Nobody planned it, no plan. And there's no purpose because nobody designed it, nobody planned it. There's no purpose when everything started. No matter it's from nothing to a dot or a dot always there. There's no reason why that dot is there because, nobody started it, nobody planned and designed it, and no purpose for that dot. But what we know is that that dot, suppose it's like what those scientific theory, hypothesis if that is true, I personally believe that someday when our knowledge reach a limit, we will figure out all details about what happened in the past. Every detail. I believe that science can do that because it's there. There is evidence, there is those methods to know what happened in the past. But no matter it's exactly like this or something similar, but from nothing or from a dot or from something very original, they evolved. They changed the form, they changed the structure, and this all came into being. But if there is no God, then that means they came into being accidentally. It can happen other ways. I mean, there is possibility that there is no human being at all. Maybe the world will be different from what we see now, but it just accidentally happened like this, and randomly, or by chance, blindly. And also, the whole process is going aimlessly. It does not have a set direction. It's just randomly, blindly going aimlessly toward no direction. So, but the problem is, so what's the difference between a human being and a stone? We all, in our sense, we all think that there is some kind of difference, right? I mean, maybe most of people or common people. I believe there are some people say that human beings and stones have no difference at all. But if there's no God, if everything just came randomly, then in one point of view, they do have no difference. You know, our human body is just atoms, right? You and I, you are watching, I'm presenting, but it's just a group of atoms, right? And when we die, we go back to those, we go back to the earth. And when we were born and when we grow, everything we have actually comes from the earth. To go through the plants or those, you know, those animals, and then become our body. And when we die, we go back to it. So it's just another group of atoms. They just change the format, change the structure. So what's the point that? So what makes the difference of human beings and stones? What makes that difference? And why should I cherish my life? Why should I respect other people? Why should I like relationships? Why should I make good relationships? And why should I care about good and bad and right or wrong? Actually, there is no way to set a standard for right and wrong, right? The stones, do they have right and wrong? Why human beings have right and wrong? Why killing another people for fun is wrong? Why? And what matters? What does it matter to kill a person? Because he will die eventually, and he's just a group of atoms. And that atoms, although they change the format, structure to be some kind of being like we call it a human being, but essentially it's just a group of atoms. Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and all other kinds of elements. Yeah. Why should I respect this group of atoms and not let it, you know, be broken and go back to the earth? So there is no way to set an objective or absolute standard for what is good and what is wrong, and there's no way to make meaning of my life, to make meaning and to make sense of my life. But the problem is, it seems that everyone have that desire or tendency to make some kind of sense out of the world we live in. to find some meaning, some purpose, or something like that from our life. But the thing is, if there's no God and everything came randomly, blindlessly, without any purpose, then it does not have any sense in it. It does not have any meaning in it. But we are trying to find some kind of meaning from something which has no meaning, and to try to make some sense from something that does not have any sense. So this is a tragedy, or as some people call it, estrangement. Estrangement. Basically, it says this world is strange. It's very strange. It's strange. How come I'm here and why I'm here? No purpose, no meaning. So I've been in this kind of world for many years. But there is another possibility that there is God. And when I was invited to think about it, I accepted, and I started to say, oh yeah, maybe. Suppose there is a God. Then, what kind of God? What kind of God? And why create me? Why created me? Why created me? Why? So, this is how I started, and now I am like 25% to 100%. It takes a lot of time. Before I became a Christian, and after I became a Christian, I thought about a lot of things. And especially after I became a Christian, I read a lot of books and articles for God and against God. Because for me also, where is God? Where is Him? But the starting point is, if you suppose there is, and if you get a Bible and check it out, you can start. Of course, you cannot be sure about something you don't know and without any information about it, but when you suppose there is God, when you have this question, what kind of God and why created me, and then if you get a Bible and check it out, then you can move from here, or here, or here, or here, to here. And I think maybe you also have this question, why the Bible? Why should we check out the Bible? Why not any other books? I'll explain this in my next video. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'm looking forward to receiving your emails and maybe with your own video in the attachment. Thank you so much. Jesus loves you, and God bless you. Bye bye.